Hello and welcome to a series on how to be a detective. I should have done this probably before I started playing a detective, but they say it's never too late and other stuff. I wishlisted this game ages ago when it was first announced because it was, I think, by the same developer that another game was made by, and I was just interested. And then it was released now, so I've stayed away from all reviews and discussions about this game, but I did notice that there were a couple of bug reports, and then the reviews were positive as a percentage. So hopefully it'll be all right. So let's get started. Shit. I guess after this I'll actually be able to deduce things. I deduce that I'm a bad detective for now, but let's see how I'll improve. So with the preliminary trial, the police have arrested a man they suspect to be about to rob a bank. So he has not robbed it yet, but he was gonna. They confiscated items found in the van the man was standing by. So we're going to have to find out who the van belonged to. The police were able to get the man to give up the names of his accomplices. It is suspected that the man and his accomplices might also be involved in the purse snatching of Helen Turner. However, all the police have are the items from the getaway van, the criminal records of the three men that were going to rob the bank, and the incident report from Helen Turner. Using what is available, can you answer these questions asked in this case file? So I ran the game to see the settings, and in this mission there are, or case, the trial, there are, I think, 2 questions that I was supposed to answer, and that's as far as I got. So he's already basically confessed, and he's also given up some names. So we need to tie them all to this crime, the bank, and then also a purse snatching somewhere else, and his accomplices as well, of which there might be more, or of some might not be involved. But we'll figure, well, I really don't want to say we'll figure it out, but we're going to try. 2009, I remember that year. Who was the getaway driver? Who was involved in stealing Helen Turner's purse? And I need to write them down, I think. Oh, and I can add more, like there's 700 people wanting her purse. Okay. So this looks really good. Also, it looks really difficult. So let's get acquainted. Help is the movement files, movement buttons, and then the case file menus there, general access, documents. This is the introduction, and then I noticed when I was here, I was testing out buttons that you can take pictures, which will appear somewhere. Image viewer. All right. Oh, I can pin it, unpin it over here. Right. So there's, yeah, there might be a lot of photos. Okay. So we have an evidence folder. We have some objects that have been taken from that one assailant. We have the police report from the purse snatching. And we also have a map of a town where everything has taken place. And I I don't think we can pin anything on this map, but we can pin them elsewhere in the files, I think, that we have. So I think we're just going to jump into it, and I'll take this first trial task, you know, slowly, and just learning all the buttons and stuff, of which there aren't that many, but we'll see how this works out. So I feel that if this is a list of the evidence that we have, and this is the actual objects that we have, we should see if something is missing first of all, I think, like just to make sure that everything in the investigation was fine. And also, I'm just like, I know that probably in the trial they won't hide anything under the table or behind. Oh shit, I can go all the way down. Or behind this, like the answer is written back here. I don't think that's going to happen. But let's start off with the evidence, I think. So I don't think these are that important. Newspaper, master plan, and split of the profits, I would imagine, from the bank heist. So this is important, but in the trial, we're going to have to, with this trial, I'm going to try to be as precise as I can. I'm not sure if there's any, like, if this first trial is like I have to correct some dating errors and do paperwork, but I'd be all in for that, but we'll see what happens. But chain of custody starts from around here, which is depending on where you, if you're American, it would be the month first, but here, of course, the days are increasing in the middle, so it is it, man, I have problems with months in different languages. I gotta count them. So October 5th, 6th, and then 17th. Very late at night, but I guess investigators don't really rest if they are on a case. Mason Widmark, Casey Maverick, Richard Nielsen, Alan Jones. There's a problem there, sort of. Alan Jones. So, received from Mason and to Casey Maverick. And then Casey Maverick must have given it to Richard Nielsen, or Richard Nielsen got it from somewhere else. And they gave it to Alan Jones, and then Alan Jones gave it back to Casey Maverick at the evening of the 17th. All right. The signatures look all right. Alan Jones, that looks all right. It's not like it's a different person signing this stuff. Not sure about the date, but I think it might be written by this person. But I mean, I think there's like there has to be a third person involved, basically, maybe. But I think if they are like partners or something, then it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I think with evidence, paperwork, and things like that, you have to be pretty accurate. So we've already spent a good amount of time looking at the first page of this. Let's look at the next one. So my master plan, very, it's probably not something you should write. Clover Bank, monthly swap. Lorenzo will send all of us exact date. Part 1 of swap, it happens at either during the day or during the night. A 20-minute window when there's sort of chaos between the shift change, I would imagine. 3:15 exactly. Get in and out, minimum security at this time. Security returns from swap So that's not really a good security plan to have a 20-minute window during the night when nobody's around. Then you have the second part of swap. Too much activity. Plan B. Activity returns to normal at like 4:10-ish. Great plan. May have to resort to robbery at gunpoint. Plan C. Wait another month. Don't have time. So they are motivated either, I mean, probably by haste of some sort to get money. They have had enough time to plan this, but then they don't have time for another month for whatever reason. The reasons could be plentiful, but they are sort of admitting to robbery at gunpoint. So they're giving a sort of insight into their mentality, which also means that here they are trying to avoid violence, at least according to the note. So we can sort of I don't want to assume too much, but at some point you're going to have to make some humane assumptions, I think. So split 55%. Man with a plan, which is probably him. Lorenzo will send us exact date. So Lorenzo is working inside, probably, because he has the information. But the plan is this guy. He has help who's just with the in the robbery just as a helper. 15% for just not really, just showing up is pretty good, and then 25% for the getaway driver. Pretty good as well, although depending on where, because they're going to have to probably get the car, and they're going to have to make sure that it's fine and not, you know, not really traceable to them and everything. 25%, I'm not sure if I would do it, but I'm not on the other side of this investigation. So I'm sure there's some exposition here maybe as well for other missions, I would imagine, but we'll see. So Undyne winning numbers by Bridget Everett. The Undyne lottery announces the winning numbers. Those who have bought tickets get them out and start counting the numbers. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's made up, or maybe it's a thing. The winning number is 5, 3, 19, 44, 9, Undyne, 7. I don't know if it's like an extra number. Yeah. So matching numbers is how much you get. So I'm not sure what this has to do with everything really, but we might figure it out later. I really have to look close, but let's see. Richmond donates. Oh, and can I hide the text? No, this is my notepad, which is actually fun that you have to write stuff yourself. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, if this test requires me to write down lottery numbers, with no sort of real connection to anything, then I don't know what to do, basically, because then I'm going to have to start writing down page numbers and dates a lot better and stuff, but we'll figure that out, because we've not really figured anything out yet. So Richmond donates thousands of dollars, I guess. Murderer of Victoria Wells arrested. Halloween haunted house. October 31st. There are like dates and stuff. Counterfeiter escapes authorities. Patricia Langley comes home to Portland. Pyramid scheme exposed. I don't really see that there's anything here. Oh, and yeah, pressing R will show that. All right, cool. And that was a newspaper. So we're going to have to tie this newspaper up maybe to something, because it is marked as evidence, and it's not in the, not on like the, whatever this tray is, the evidence, or the, is it evidence tray? It's not evidence tray really, because it's the property tray of the person. Fine. Next, yeah, this is good, so we can sort of check things out a little. It's a little bit difficult to control it, because I like up and down is, can I use anything else for it? No, because it doesn't really correspond to the movements that I'm making. But it's empty. NL30C, not sure what that is. 4 pine. Quality ingredients for quality beer, 1960. Probably not important. The back text, I mean. And these items might not be important at all, because there were just stuff that he had. Not sure if we can take like fingerprints or something off it, but is there the alcohol percentage somewhere? I mean, it should be, probably. Man, this is, like, controlling this is really weird. Okay, that's beer from Germany. And I can get real up close and personal with this. And it doesn't, yeah, I don't think there's anything here. Just that it's a little bit bigger than the cans we have around Europe. Cigarette sticks, menthol stick. So they core hab, but it looks like they're Russian, so it would be like, no. I don't know. Could be, but not sure. 20 menthol cigarettes. Can I open it? Because I would really like to see the buds, if they're white or brown. Fine tobacco. There's no real marks on it. It looks a little uneven, but that's how cigarette packages get when they're in your pocket. Let's look at the money, because if I can turn on the phone, that would be good. So there is a sort of a strange even amount of money, maybe. I don't know, like if you have 5 $1 bills, you've gotten them from a machine or something. And there was an ATM marker on the map, so we'll see about that. But there's 600. What's that last bill there? Because one of them is sort of like hidden behind everything, but it's probably a tenner. So 600, 20, 35, $640, if that is a tenner, which I'm pretty sure it is. $640. I'll actually just test the notebook now, because I don't know what that number is. But okay, so I can like skip, jump through them. Damn it, let go. No. I had the mouse, but now I don't. Let me double click it sometimes. Yeah, it gets unfocused. So $640 is like if that is 55%, it's not much. I would imagine it's from, can I? Alright, so I don't think I can edit the title later or something, or I have to press it somewhere else. I'll figure it out. Not sure what this is. What? Put 1 in there. Right, so it's like a page number. Fine. Alright, I'm getting there. So it's probably not the 55%, or otherwise the robbery would have been a bank robbery would have been, yeah, because they didn't even get to the bank. So this is probably from the purse snatching, or I should try to tie it there. So he was arrested here, I guess, where the pin is. The van, well, initial arrest. They said that he arrested him. They arrested him next to the van, standing next to the van. So they should have been arrested here at the same place, and the Clover Bank is here. So they're sort of hanging around the bank, but not around the van. Supreme Burgers is probably going to come up at some point. An ATM is here. Maybe we can see a camera of the ATM. In 2009, yes, definitely should be. Cart convenience. Location of the purse snatching. Wake Up Call Cafe. La Poche Restaurant. And that's a pin that has nothing on it, and there's a pin that has nothing on it, but I think they're just there for whatever reason. All right, let's look at the last one. Police investigation file. Case number ST4390228. Subject Turner Helen. File Turner Helen theft. You need to protect it from unauthorized disclosure. This isn't important, but I'll just read it in case. So we need to sort of see the regulations, because there was a little bit of a mistake there, which means that the defense lawyer is going to have a field day with that. Let's see the next page. Report of stolen items on the 5th of October 2009. Reported by Helen Turner and recorded by Officer Alan Jones. So Alan Jones arrested, or Alan Jones took the report on this. So I don't know the size of the police department or the police station. And it was in Oregon, because that thing disappeared really quickly with the date and everything. So let's see. Helen Turner is Caucasian female, born in 1967. Man, I'm really bad at numbers these days. Like, I used to be better. I guess I'm losing my speed. But she was around 40. American, 5'5", 150 pounds, which is, I can't remember how that works. It's like 1/3 or half, possibly. So she's like maybe 70 something kilograms. Brown hair, brown eyes. Address is Waterhole Avenue, Portland, Oregon. Helen Turner, 67, quickandfast.com. There's her phone number. So what do we know about the suspect? Nothing really. Dark hair and taller than her with light skin. So Caucasian. Corner of Harmonious Street and Xanadu Avenue, Portland, Oregon. 3:10 p.m. Outdoor property. So Rosenberg purse, rose gold crossbody. Keys for phone, mint green. Oh wait, we didn't check the phone yet. Mint green case. So you can change a case on a phone, and you don't probably want to hang on to a phone. And that's a very expensive phone when it looks like that, because these days you can get one of those for like $50 or something, if even that. Rectangular snap chevron, white and turquoise. Clover Bank, Helen Turner. Lottery ticket, here we go. Undine Lottery, won. So we'll see, maybe she won the fucking lottery or something. Cash around $40 in like small bills. So $640, so there would be 600 remaining after this. And her ID card. And yeah, I think she upscaled maybe the phone a little bit. We'll see the next one. Hello. Frank Carter. So I need to see whether he was arrested, if he was arrested for the purse snatching before as well, and then at the bank robbery attempt as well. So that sort of, I didn't get that really. I can zoom in. Oh, this is good. Good for my eyes and good for the stream. So I'll read as much as I can and then zoom in. So Portland Police Department criminal record, file something. Carter Frank. ID, he's American, he's white, citizen, a little taller, but you know, being taller than 5'5" isn't much. Weight is a little bit more than Miss Turner, Mrs. Turner, male. I call her brown, hair brown, which is dark. 74, 35 years of age at this point. And now we're going to zoom in. Arrest and sentencing. Solid Gate Penitentiary. So he has been arrested and sentenced for petty theft, stole from civilians 5 years. 7 years he didn't get caught. Well, 2 years he didn't get caught. Willow Bay Correctional Facility, shoplifting, stole items from stores, another 5 years. And then in 2005, which is 6 years later, so only 1 year later, Darkwater Detention Center, con money from civilians. So he's a con man, petty theft, shoplifter, that type of a person. Those terms are fairly harsh. So I'm not sure if he's served all of them, but I think getting 5 years for your first theft is a little harsh. Maybe start off with 1 year, and then if you're back after that for stealing, then you go in for, you know, like 10 years because you didn't stop and learn your lesson. Here, Carter is known for having done forgeries, but it was never proven, and he was never convicted. Right, so we're going to have to look at the money as well, because if he can forge money well, he doesn't really need to rob banks, basically, because that's an infinite money glitch, at least for as long as you don't get caught and the money doesn't really change that much. And even if the money sort of changes, you still have old money roaming around, especially in the States. So we don't have to create the entire chain of events, really. That's for the lawyers to do, but we just need to gather as much certain information as we can. And of course, if we can figure out what happened, then sure, but the lawyers will do that job. So let me just look at, there's 3 people involved in this. Chad Harris, American white, so he's also a little bit taller than she was. Brown, same weight, brown, 28 years of age, born in 81. Identity theft, 5 years in Willow Bay, and then armed robbery, banks, 10 years. So he already knows what he's doing, and I don't know, like, I would imagine that if you're getting a bank robber on your side to rob a bank with you, and you give him, and he's already done it, I would imagine that you might give him more, or you know, he might be the ringleader, but we have no information on that. And then our last man, Anthony Young, he is 38 years old. And he has been in for petty theft from elderly people or person. And we need to check those too. Breaking and entering. And then conned money from women. Yeah, he's a handsome fella. So he's been doing that kind of stuff. All right, let's check the first day. 95, I guess this is when he was put in there. So 4th of September 95. September 95 in dark water. And it's like a 10-year difference. Let's go back and forth. So 92 in Solid Gate. 92 in Solid Gate, so that's a long difference there. Then 98 in Iron Bolt. 98 in Iron Bolt. No, and then Willow Bay Correctional Facility. Did I go through this? No. Willow Bay Correctional Facility 99. I think I did. There we go. Willow Bay Correctional Facility 99. And then Solid Gate Penitentiary 03. Solid Gate Penitentiary 03, and that was just 5 years max. So these two know each other. Which one was Willow Bay and Willow Bay? So these two know each other. Definitely, unless of course they were in totally separate places and never saw each other, because that's how prisons work as well. But I think we can sort of assume that that these people know each other, I would imagine. The third guy, oh, there's more after this, so let's just read this one too. Helen Turner's statement form. So let's just check this as well. October 5th, 09. October 5th, 09. October 5th, 09. So they started their sentence afterwards. October 5th, 09. So yeah, they were all free during that. I guess the police would have sort of eliminated them already if they were in jail, but you never know, because I feel like police can make mistakes, because everybody does. And I feel like the more crimes people commit, then the more overworked the police are going to be, and then the less of a good job they can do. So it's like a vicious cycle in a sense. She's a housewife, and she was at home for the whole morning. I went to Wake Up Call Cafe to meet up with a friend at around 2 p.m. Nothing of note happened. I just told my friend that the news had announced the winning numbers of a lottery I played, and I had won some money. I was going to cash it in today. We made plans to meet up again to celebrate. All right. I left the cafe about 45 minutes later, 2:45. I headed towards Cart Convenience, and that was around the time that I got knocked over by a man coming up from behind me. Next thing I knew, I was watching him turn around the left corner with my purse in his hands. So she was down on the ground, and then she looked up, and the suspect was fleeing then, like towards, came up from behind her, and then went over directly and then turned left. You never really think such things would happen to you until they do. That's true. All I can remember is that he was a bit taller than me, and that he had dark hair and light skin. As soon as I was able to gather my wits, I asked a passerby to call the police. So she was on the ground, so there's no way of her really telling how tall he was from that alone, like just laying on the ground and then saying how tall someone is. It's really hard, especially if you just briefly see someone. So that's sort of irrelevant, really, sort of. Right, so don't remember. She doesn't know it. And the officer was Alan Jones. And that's it for the main evidence. So I think I'll leave this at this because there's not much to look at or investigate, really. So I'll start off with this map in the next episode, and we're going to start to piece together a few things here and there, and then because I really don't know, I really don't see how we could get anyone for the purse snatching right now. We haven't checked the phone yet too, so we'll check that one. I think that's where most of the information is probably going to be. And we need to check the money, whether it is real or counterfeit or not, so that we can bust him for additional charges to make sure that he goes away for a while. So I will see you in the next one, and we'll see what happens.